Joe, I am ready to start tracking, but I'm having some trouble using Cronometer, and I don't think I'm the only one.
So today, we're gonna do Cronometer for Rachel.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday, we go live on Keto on the Couch. We just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
So one of the things that will really make you successful on your keto journey, your carnivore journey, or honestly, any eating lifestyle is tracking your food. And not just tracking your food so that you know every single thing you put in your mouth, but also so that you can look up foods, find out how many calories are in a food, how much fat, how many grams of protein, how many carbohydrates are in there. And we prefer Cronometer. Yes, there are a lot of tracking apps out there, but what I really like about Cronometer is it gives you a lot of detailed information, and they also verify foods that are put in there. So you don't just go in there and find like 500 versions of erythritol.
Yeah, well, I love the data that Cronometer provides and the breakout of everything that I'm eating, but it's gonna be impossible to use it if I don't know how to put the things in.
Well, today, we're not gonna call this Cronometer for Dummies. We're gonna call this Cronometer for Rachel.
I'm not a dummy.
I know you're not a dummy. That's why we're not calling it Cronometer for Dummies. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna have you learn with everybody else how to use Cronometer, because there are a lot of cool features that I think a lot of people don't know. And once you just get this basic tutorial, you're gonna be able to get so much data, it's gonna become your preferred tracking app.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna actually pull up Cronometer, and we'll put our picture up there so everybody can see us.
Hello.
So here's our Cronometer app. And I actually have not logged any of my food yet for the day. And we are in the middle of a tracking challenge. So we're gonna go ahead and log what I've eaten
in real time
so far, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna log in, and we're gonna choose my account, and we're gonna log in.
And you don't need a paid version to see the screen that I'm seeing right now.
No, so there are 2 versions. There's the paid version, and then there's the free version. The free version has some ads on it. The paid version gets rid of all the ads, but also they give you a bunch of cool features that I think is worth the like $50 a year that they charge for it. There's also a link down below. I'm not sure if that link actually gets you any money off of the paid version, but it will get you over there, and also lets them know that we sent you. It's not like we make any money off of it or anything.
But what we're showing in this tutorial today is something that everybody could use, even if they're using the free version.
Well, not some of the things. I'm gonna show you some of the features of the paid version, and you'll get an idea of why you probably want the paid version.
Okay.
But the basic stuff, yes, it's in the free version.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Let's get back over to Cronometer. First thing I wanna do, even before we log our food, I wanna show you some of the cool features about this. So this is your main page. This is called your diary page.
Okay.
And you can see here, you have a bunch of things. You can add food, add exercise, add biometrics. Like if you wanna change your weight, your body fat, your ketones.
Oh, I see.
All of that stuff in here. It will also, you can put how many hours of sleep you have in there. And this will also actually integrate with different devices you have, which I'm gonna show you. And then you can also put like notes in here. So you can put like, I had a bad day, or my breakfast was right after workout, whatever kind of journaling that you wanna add in here, okay? Over here, I don't really use this button here, but this is trends, but you can really see trends. Now, we don't do a lot of tracking.
This is
so you can see that's why there's a lot of blank days.
A reboot of tracking.
And this is back here where we came up with the whole idea of doing a tracking challenge, because we put that day in there. And we're like, oh, wait a second. So you can see this is our last 3 days. Then we have over here, over on the trends, you can see all kinds of things like nutrition reports. You can print your reports.
That's nice.
You can actually take snapshots of things. So lots of cool things on trends. we're going to come over to foods. So here on foods is where you're going to put all of your custom stuff. And this is really, really cool because you can have custom recipes. Now, one of the advantages of the paid version is you can friend request people.
All right.
But only if they have the paid version, which is actually called Cronometer Gold.
Okay.
Okay, so
Gold, Jerry.
like for example,
Gold.
if you want to friend request us, it would be you friend request 2krazyketos@gmail.com. What's cool about that is once you friend request somebody, you have access to all of their custom recipes and their custom foods.
Nice.
So if you friend request 2krazyketos@gmail.com, all of the recipes that we do videos on and that are on our website are in Cronometer, and you put in the name of the recipe -2KK, and now you will have access to that and not have to create your own recipe within Cronometer.
I kind of like that because if I just want, a serving of taco pie.
Right.
And I don't want to have to import all of the different ingredients and then divide it up myself. That's good.
So let's go back over here. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. For example, Keto Chow Egg Pudding -2KK. And when you click on that, there is everything in there. You can even add in serving sizes. Like we have a serving size is 1 cup with 6 servings per recipe. And down here, it'll show you, this is up here, the nutrients in the entire recipe. And all we have to do is change it. And now you're going to see, it'll tell you what's in that one
cup
serving.
Okay.
And also down here is where you can add all kinds of ingredients and stuff. And I'm not going to go into how to actually create a recipe. But here's a cool feature of Cronometer Gold. You can go import recipe.
All right.
Okay, now I have over here Maria Emmerich's low-carb sweet potato casserole.
She has got a recipe or two.
Yep. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy the URL for that recipe page, for the whole page, with the blog post and everything. We're going to hit import, and just like that, it has all of the ingredients in here.
Oh my goodness.
And there's your nutrition facts. So you can see up there, that's for the entire recipe. And if we go right here,
a serving.
There's your serving.
Oh my goodness.
Now, when you do this, I do recommend you go down and just check because again, it's just importing, like for example, you have raw cauliflower. So if there's like a particular brand name, you may want to change. Like for example, cream, heavy whipping cream, you might want to put in the company that you're using.
Yeah.
That like Mexican cheese blend, something like that. But is that not cool?
That is.
Then all you have to do is hit save
awesome.
Changes, and now that recipe is inside of one of your custom recipes.
It's like you're making a cookbook for yourself.
Then you have custom foods. Okay, so custom foods is where you don't want a whole recipe, but it's one particular food. So for example, we used this yesterday. We went to Blaze Pizza.
It was delicious.
And when we went to Blaze Pizza, what I did was I went onto their website and did the nutrition of the pizza.
That we were getting.
And you actually could go in there like, I don't want the crust. So you can so on the nutrition calculator, not on the order page, but on the nutrition.
Yes.
So you can go through everything like no crust, what sauce, no sauce, what toppings you're adding, and then it gives it to you per slice.
So I could go out to eat and use this stuff.
Right. So now what I did was I multiplied that by 6 because we each ate the entire pie. And then I took those nutrients and I put that in here. So I just have Blaze Pizza, custom pizza, no crust. And I have 1 serving. Now, that's 1 slice out of the 6.
Right.
So all I had to do is go
6
servings, and you're going to see
it updated
each one of us had a pizza worth 1,140 calories, 84 grams of fat, 18 total carbohydrates, and 72 grams of protein.
Okay, that's super cool.
Now, the other thing that's cool about this is if you have a food that you can't find, like that's maybe a food that you make on your own. Okay. And not as a recipe, but also maybe there's a food that's not in here. When you scan it, and I'm going to teach you that in a minute.
Yeah.
It will actually put it in here until they analyze it and make sure it's good, and then it will become a basic food in the whole library.
Once they verified it. Okay.
They also have this thing called Ask the Oracle. Where you can say, for example, I want something that's very high in omega-3s. And I can say, give me the top 25 foods in omega-3s. And I'm going to hit search, and it's going to tell me, here you go.
Wow.
So do you need more omega-3s? Have some flaxseed oil. Have some fish oil. Salmon fish oil has 35 grams of omega-3s per 100 gram serving.
So you can be very super intentional. If you've gone to the doctor and they're like, hey, you need to up your vitamin, whatever, you can come back and like find your pharmacy in your food.
Right.
I like that.
Then we have search foods, and this is where you want to just search their entire food database without having to put it in your diary. So for example, I don't know, let's just do a search for creamy root beer
Zevia? Yes, because that's the best one.
And there it is,
Let's
right
be
there.
honest.
And now all I have to do is hit select, and it's going to give me all of that stuff without putting it in my diary itself. So you can search for anything in here.
Okay.
Okay?
That's pretty rad.
So that is the food section. This is the important part.
Okay.
Profiles and targets. This is where you're going to put all of your information. So I'm a male. Here's my birthday. Here's my height.
I better write that birthday down.
My body fat is 22%. My current weight is 192, and it automatically calculates BMI, but I don't put a lot of stuff in there. You know, we don't care about BMI as much. BMR, we always choose this Mifflin. That's the basic equation for basal metabolic rate. Then over here, you're going to put what is your activity level, okay? This only really matters when it comes to determining how many calories are you burning through the day.
All right.
So if you want to know how many calories you're burning through the day, that's where you're going to put it in there, because we are not going to use Cronometer to determine our macros.
Okay.
Okay? So I just always leave it at lightly active, but then you have this cool thing. So let's say you have an Apple Watch, or you have an Oura Ring, or you have a Fitbit or something like that. You can pair all that with Cronometer, and it will automatically import all of the activity you do.
Into it.
It will, if you have this little button checked, it will replace this activity level with your actual activity. So that's why this doesn't really matter as much.
I really like that because I want credits. If
Right.
I'm stepping, if I'm doing the rowing exercises, if I go on a run, I want the credit, the full value of what I did. I don't want like lightly active.
Right.
I want it all in there. So that's nice.
Okay, so now we have total energy burn. This is, again, where they're gonna figure out how many calories did you burn for the day. So I believe in checking these because I want to know. And again, it's a guesstimate. Don't take stock in like, this says I burned 3,800 calories.
This is not a blood oath.
Right. So you can check include exercises or don't include exercise, and you can see how that changes. So they're going to say how much energy I bought. It's 2425, which is what my basal metabolic rate is.
Okay.
Plus that lightly active, plus my exercise. So I have that checked. And then plus the thermogenic effect of food. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay, so what that is how much energy does it take your body to process the food you eat? For example, your body will expend more calories or more fuel metabolizing protein. So what that's gonna do is actually figure out how much energy did your body use to process that food, and it will take that off of energy burned or add that to energy burn. So for example, if I have 2425 as my energy burn plus my exercise, if I take that off, that's what my energy burned is. Whereas if I add it in, it's also gonna figure out, again, you see here, the TFE is an estimate of the energy needed to digest your food, selecting this option to dynamically update your calories burned based on the food. Again, it's an estimate. It's not like, you know, that's why we don't really believe in calories and counting them, because everybody's different. We are not in an enclosed chamber. You know, there's a lot of variables that affect how many calories you're burning.
Well, I just like remembering that calories and what the source is, it matters. It makes a difference. It changes.
Okay, this is Editing Joe with Rachel.
Hi, Editing Joe.
As I was editing the video, I saw something that we didn't point out in the original video. And this is extremely, extremely important.
So important that I went and put a bra back on so that we could come and put this in there. So this is very important, super important.
If you are somebody that is concerned with calories,
yes,
we will continue to tell you, please don't look at calories, only look at energy, which is your fat and your carbohydrates combined. That's all that matters. But if you are somebody that you have to look at calories, I'm going to strongly encourage you to not check the boxes for allowing the exercise and the thermogenic effect of food to register for your total expenditure. Here's why. I'm going to show you my diary from Saturday, because Saturday I had a big day.
It was a big day.
So you're going to see it says I burned 3,837 calories.
Because you had some games.
I did 3 lacrosse games. Now, if you look here, it says my total goal is 1,933, because that is literally what I would have if we go over to settings on the target, if we just have my BMR, my basal metabolic rate, and the activity level as lightly active. And lightly active is you walk around the house, you do some housework.
Yeah.
You're not sitting at your computer and getting in bed all day long,
right.
Okay? So lightly active is a good place. Watch what happens if I hit it with replace with imported activity.
So that all of your running and exercise from your Fitbit or your Apple Watch.
Right. So watch this. Now we're going to go back to diary. All we did was replace it with the imported activity. Now it just raised the amount of calories that I can eat up to 2,760.
So instead of fitness just being something that you want to add on to get more benefits, it's almost trying to undermine you a little bit, because it's like, hey, go do more, eat more.
Right. So it's saying that because I've got it at, I'm going to eat 500 calories less per day, it's saying, well, you did all of this exercise, so now you can eat more food. And that's what we were talking about before. And you do not want to do that. You want to just go by that. That just means I had a really good day, because what happens the next day?
Right.
Now, if we go back over to that on the diary, what is this number? It says 3,259, right? Now, if we go back over and we click the thermogenic effect of food, and now we go back to diary, it went up by 200 calories, because it's saying I burned 200 calories just eating my food.
Yeah.
So
well
if
done.
you are going to be concerned about calories, I would not tick those boxes unless you're going to strictly go by what your goal is. And again, it's going to, if you look over here, continue to increase that goal, because you've got it at minus 499 calories. So it's really, 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 really important that if you're concerning yourself with calories, that you don't check all of those and just take all of these off. Turn off replace with imported activity, turn off the thermogenic effect of food, and turn off increased exercises. And now all it's ever going to utilize is the basal metabolic rate, and then what your activity level is on every day. So if I have it on lightly active, it's 661. If I put it on sedentary, it's 353. If I put it on moderately active, it's 882. Lightly active is a good place to be. Just leave it there.
You can leave it there, because on days when you're more active, no problem. But then days when you're less active, also no problem.
And so now when you go back over to the diary, you're going to see 1,933, which is my basal metabolic rate plus my lightly active. And no matter what day I click on, whether I click on Friday or I click on Sunday, it's keeping it all right there.
And
no matter how many calories I burn, that goal doesn't ever change.
But you're still, like you said, the goal though is still there for you to see. So if that inspires you, like, look at me, like getting some exercise in, then that's good. You can still see that you burn those calories, but it's not, being attached to your daily eating plan.
Back over now, that's where we're coming in here. So we're gonna go in and we have that thing here, we have our weight goal. So you don't have to have this. My weight goal is 182. And so what it's saying is, based on my current weight, if I want to lose, again, you can slide this around, okay? I would never put it over a pound a week.
Oh my goodness, no.
Okay? That says that basically I have to eat 499 calories less every day.
Right.
Off of this in order to achieve my weight loss goal. Does that make sense?
Again, that could be a danger for me.
We don't like to talk about calories.
Because I'm going to run that little scale all the way to the end and be like, if I eat nothing for a year for example, consistently.
It's going to see now if I put it up to 2 pounds a week, it says I need to eat 1,000 calories.
I just need to lose 1,000 calories a day.
And I'm just showing this because I know a lot of people like to look at calories, but I'm going to warn you, don't look at calories. We're only going to look at energy, which is fat and carbohydrates.
I like it.
Okay? And you can put a custom energy target. Like you can just say, like, instead of 499, I just wanted a flat. I want to eat 500 less a day. It's up to you. This is where we're going to get into. This is important. This is the biggest thing about Cronometer I think people have a hard time with, because what happens is this is determining your macros.
Okay.
Okay?
Here we are.
So they give you 3 options. You can use a keto calculator, you can use macro ratios, or you can do fixed values. The better thing to do is go fixed values.
Value.
And what you're going to do is you're going to go on over to our website. There's a link down below, or you can go to another website. The one that I'm going to recommend is Keto Gains, and you're going to get your macros there. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, again, go to our website, but you don't even need a website. This is super easy. We talk about it all the time. 1-to-1. Okay, so what we're going to do is, here's mine. My goal is to eat 200 grams of protein per day, 160 grams of fat, and 20 grams of total carbohydrates.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get a little bit more than 1-to-1.
That's not 1-to-1, so it should be 180 and 200.
But this is what matters.
Okay.
The total of this.
All right.
My goal weight is 182. I like a nice round number, 180. Okay.
Yeah.
So these 2 numbers should be your goal weight.
All right.
Okay. So 160 and 20. What's cool about that is, so let's say I want to eat more carbs. Let's say I want to eat 30 carbs.
All right.
What I would do is lower this down to 150. 150 and 30 is 180.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's however you want to do it. But the cool thing is even if you have this set, just look at each day.
Yeah.
Then you have tracking carbs. So this is where we're going to go. Do you want to track your carbs as total or net?
In total.
Always choose total.
Total.
But if you want to choose net, they give you this option. You can decide what your net carbs are.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you can say, my net carbs don't include fiber. So now you see how it says net carbs equals total carbs minus sugar alcohols minus allulose.
So what you would be doing is
You're still going to count all fiber you eat, which I think is
Best
a
shot.
good thing, especially when you get into keto packaged foods, because sometimes they're using wonky fibers. But let's say you want to track fiber, but you don't want to track sugar alcohols and allulose. Now it's your net carbs is only total carbs minus fiber.
Okay.
So I like the fact that you can actually give you all of these different options. Then down here is, these are the things that are going to show up on your page. Like you can have targets of what, and you have a whole list of things. I don't really care about them as much, but you can track like, what are my nutrient targets? So for example, my energy, you can, how much water you want to have,
caffeine,
how much caffeine, how many alcohol, and they have all like vitamins. How much vitamin B do you want to take in? Because you can really get detailed if you want to.
Well, this is very important for somebody who's been told that they have a certain vitamin deficiency and they're trying to get more in using their diet.
All.
Just to make it not confusing, your protein, if you were doing just a traditional 1-to-1, would be 180 there.
Right.
Okay, so go ahead and change that to 180.
These are my goals.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's okay to eat more protein.
I just want to make sure that we're not confusing anybody.
Yep. Now again, watch our 1-to-1 video, but remember, this is your goal. Protein is a goal. Total carbs and fats is a limit. It's okay to be under, but don't go over.
There you go.
Okay, now if you go over on fats, lower your carbs. If you go over on carbs, lower your fats for the day. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, so what we just did, you can have
everybody's got that.
If you you make a profile and a target for yourself, that is free version 2.
That's free version.
Okay.
Target scheduling is a gold feature, but this is a cool feature.
Okay.
So for example, let's say you do protein sparing modified fast.
All right.
You're not supposed to eat PSMF every day. You would do it 2 or 3 days a week.
All right.
It would be a pain to every day have to go into Cronometer and change all of your macro goals.
Oh, yes, it would.
Right? Because now every day you got to go in there and change it and adjust it based on whatever your thing is.
Right.
So instead, with this...
Because you're going to have a different fat goal on a PSMF day than you would on a traditional day.
So you can create templates. So for example, here is a PSMF day. My goal is 180 grams of protein, 10 total carbohydrates, and 30 grams of fat.
Wow.
Okay?
That's
and
a deep
you
discount.
Get to name it, and you can, again, use whatever macros. I'm just always going to put in fixed and go determine them somewhere else, or you can have custom targets.
Okay.
Then I have my 1-to-1 day. 200 grams of protein, 20 grams of total carbs, 160 grams of fat.
All right.
Okay? And you name it. Then you can go enable my scheduler. And then you get to choose
what day is what.
What day is what. So I can say Sunday I'm going to eat 1-to-1. Tuesday I'm going to eat protein sparing. Monday I'll eat that. Tuesday I'll eat 1-to-1. Wednesday I'll eat PSMF. Thursday and Friday I'll eat 1-to-1. And then Saturday I'll eat PSMF.
Very interesting.
And it will automatically update your macros every single day just from doing that. So that's a feature of Cronometer Gold.
But make sure you remember that you changed it, because you don't want to import something and maybe you scheduled Tuesday to be a PSMF day, and then you're like, gosh, I really blew all my goals, right?
Because again, it's something that you get an option for.
Yeah.
The other benefit of Cronometer Gold is fasting.
Oh.
And you can enable fasting, and you can set up all kinds of things that will track all of your fasting. Again, that's a Cronometer Gold. So then we have display. Now this is what you're going to see on your front page.
Okay. My dashboard.
Yep. So I want to see my calories, even though I don't really care about them. I still want to see them. It makes me feel good, right? This is timestamps. So with the timestamps is so if I turn this on and I go back to my diary, it's going to actually, let's go to yesterday, okay? It'll actually tell you what time I did stuff. So I ate my lunch at 3:47. To me, it's annoying.
Really?
I don't like it. Now, for some people, they're going to love that.
Well,
but for me, I'm just going to quickly import, and sometimes I'm going to import my food later. Like I haven't put my food in for the day yet.
If you have a timestamp, is it going to show?
It's going to when you enter it. Now you can change it.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't really care about that. I just want to know what I ate.
Right.
Okay. Then we have groups. This is what's really cool again. So if you go back to my diary, I have groups. I have the first thing is statistics, because every morning it's going to automatically look at my Oura Ring, look at my Apple Watch, look at my heart rate, and it's going to import everything in here.
Wow.
So it always puts it in the very first thing for the day. So the first thing I have is statistics. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee. I keep my coffee separate. And that is just so I know what my coffees are. Okay? But you don't have to. You can put one under whatever you want. And then if I decide to snack, I'm going to list them in snacks, because that's like my no-no area.
Let's face it. We want to not have things on that list is your goal, right?
So again, this says, do you want to show those groups? And then how do you want to put subtotals for them? Which that means that you're going to have, for example, do I want to know just what my whole lunch was? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then again, import data from devices, and where do I want to put it? And I just have it listed in statistics.
Okay.
This is where you're going to put whatever you want. So you can call this whatever you want. Let's say you don't eat breakfast. You don't have to have the breakfast. And then
call it brunch.
These check marks turn it off and on. So
call
you can
it
have
supper.
up to 8 of them.
I like it.
Nutrition scores, I don't bother with, but this is, again, if you have, if you want to see, like, what is the score for how many vitamins and minerals and electrolytes and all of that stuff.
I might need an electrolyte reminder. That might be good.
Well,
you're having trouble.
You can put that up here, but this is giving you a score based on what you've had in.
Good.
Okay. And then same thing with highlighted nutrients. You can choose up to 8 things where it will highlight it. So let me show you. If I turn it off and I go back to my diary, that's what my diary looks like. Okay. So these are my nutrient targets. Okay. So it's telling you how much of each thing have I achieved so far. How much did I have for the day? So I got 100% of my carbs.
Got some good folate.
Okay. I got 82% of my fat. It gets really detailed, but we're going to go more into that in a minute. If I go back and I turn on highlighted nutrients, you'll see that it will actually change things up on my actual page here. See, now it's going to tell you this. Like, it'll actually just give you these like little circle graphs. So 82% of my fat. So it's up to you if you want to, it depends on how you want to look at information.
Yeah.
You could make it as easy and complicated, or
do me a favor, go up to the top and let me just see, what does the screen look like if I do not include calories? If I don't see calories, what is it going to look like to me?
So turn off calories.
Okay.
And go back here, and it's just going to give you
wow. I may need that sometimes.
Okay.
I may need to see that
sometimes. And now,
sometimes.
if you don't want to see your calories, so for example, we can go back to settings, and we can go down to, again, that nutrient, and we can say, I just want to see my fat. And let's see, can we turn, we can just say, like, I want to see my fat, my protein, my carbs, my fiber, and then let's see, we can say sodium.
That's good.
Okay, potassium, magnesium. I have a second one over here. And let's say if I eat any sugar alcohols.
Okay.
Or here, vitamin A. Okay? Now we turn that on. Now we go back, and you're going to just see it like that. So
Nice.
you don't have your calories, but it's like I had 82% of my fat, 84% of my protein, 109% of my carbs,
And when
1%
the
of
circle
fiber.
is closed,
You're
I've had
done.
it all.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's good.
it's all in how you want to do it. Personally, I just like it the way we had it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go back to display. I'm going to turn my calories back on.
Because you can handle it.
Well, also because it's just an easier way for me to see what I've
Visually.
done. Okay. And then this again is like, if you want to see gauges, like my omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, how much zinc to copper I've had, potassium to sodium.
That's
those
fascinating.
Kind of things, okay. Then we have devices. And we've got, this is just like, you can integrate with everything. So if you have a BioSense, if you have a Garmin, if you have a Withings scale, a Fitbit. So I'm integrating with my Keto Mojo, my Polar, and all this is doing is monitoring my heart rate, my Strava if I do a bunch of exercise, my Oura Ring. And you can see here, you can choose what you're going to put in here. And this is important.
Wow.
So I only want to import my sleep. The reason being is because I'm also using my Apple Watch.
So you don't need that.
If you import your activity from your Apple Watch and you import your activity for your Oura Ring, it's going to tell you you've worked out twice as much as you actually did.
Well, that would be delightful. Can I get double credit? Like, I would like that. Wink, wink.
And they have all kinds of things on here on how to use this, okay?
Wow.
You ready?
Yes.
We're going to import my food.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I've had a simple day, okay? So I'm going to give you the keyboard.
Oh, okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go right here, add food.
Add food.
So for lunch, you're going to do 90/10 ground beef. And I'm going to choose raw.
Okay.
So we're going to go right there, raw. And I had 8 ounces. So you can just hit 2 servings. And we hit add. And there you go.
That was your lunch. You
Yep.
didn't have a
Now,
breakfast.
I also had 1 egg. So you just hit raw egg.
Oh, there it is.
Go.
And you had both. You had the
I had
the
1
white
egg.
and the yolk.
I had 1 medium egg. I had 1 tablespoon of Philadelphia cream cheese. So just Philadelphia cream cheese.
Oh, there it is. Original.
Okay, now here's the cool thing. See how it has it there? And you can put right here how many servings you had. If you hit this right here, that's a favorite. Now it'll actually show up in your little favorites column.
Aww.
Okay, because you also have a common foods, supplements, brands, restaurants, customs. Okay.
So did you have a whole ounce?
I had 1 ounce.
Okay.
Okay, so we hit add. And then I had bacon. But what we're going to do is you don't have to bother looking for it because I have it in my favorite. So if I go over to favorites,
All right.
it was, let's see, this Smithfield Hickory Smoked Bacon.
So, and they have a barcode there because you can scan the barcode if you
Right.
want to add a food too.
So I had 2 slices. Okay?
Okay.
And so here was my lunch. So now we were talking about before, see how if I click on that, it shows you this
The
is
whole
what my
meal.
lunch was.
Wow.
And if you bring your little cursor over, you got 656 and it tells you, and this is why I don't mind, I can look at this.
Yes.
And then if I look over here, it actually tells me how many energy, how much protein, how many carbs, how much fat I've had.
Okay, so here's my question. So it's showing protein because that's going to be my thing. I'm looking for protein, carbs, and fat. So
Right.
how much protein did that meal give me?
Well, it says it right here.
58.7.
And if you hover over it, it'll actually tell you where each one came from.
Wow.
So if I look at, for example, my carbs, it's telling you I got a half a carb from the egg and a half a carb from the cream cheese.
That is
So
fascinating.
you know exactly where everything is coming from.
That's good. And so
Okay?
that's the meal. All right.
And that is how you use Cronometer on a computer.
On a computer, but I'm probably not going to be hauling my computer around. Is there there's an app. I put it
Yeah.
into the app. Is the app different?
Yeah. Well, the app is slightly different, but the
Okay.
same. It's actually easier to use.
Okay, I like easier.
So let me do this. Let me pull
Let's do
over
easier.
my iPad.
I'm all
the
in.
iPad app is identical to the phone app. Okay?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So I've got the iPad here.
So this looks like a computer, but it's not a computer. It's really more
Right.
like the phone.
Oh, you get to see my schedule. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open up the iPad. And now I have it this way so that you guys can see it.
Okay.
But if I turn it this way, you can see it would turn up like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Okay. But you get a wider view here.
Right.
And so if I open up Cronometer, and again, see how I turn it like this, but then you're not gonna be able to read it if you're watching the video. So we're just gonna leave it like this.
But this is what your phone screen would look
Yep.
like.
So the app is even easier. So you come in here today, and again, April 3rd, Here's my diary. Here's foods. If I want to create a recipe, import a recipe, create a food, ask the Oracle, my recipes, my foods. Okay? Then you have the trends button, and then here's all of your settings. So everything you saw in settings, it's
still
all
there.
in there. But the app is super easy to use because let's say I want to add a food. I don't know. Do we have a food around here? Not really. Wait, we did. We have this. So let's say I'm going to have one of these Chalk Zero double dipped almonds.
I might do that.
We're going to hit the little check button there. See that little plus button?
Plus button.
That. Suggest food, add a note, add a viral metric, add your exercise, or scan a barcode. So click scan a barcode.
Scan a barcode.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the barcode and we're going to scan it.
Oh, it says, okay, so it's a new food. We don't have this barcode in our database yet. Create a new custom food you can use now, or try a text-based search to find an alternative.
So we're going to create a new one.
Okay.
Okay? Now this is what's really cool. So it's
like
going to say,
Wild West.
Take a photo of the nutrition facts label. So we're going to click our camera button. And what it wants is this label. Okay? Take a picture.
All right.
Use your photo. There it is. Now it's automatically reading the label.
Okay, it says autofill successful.
Now it says take a photo of the front.
So that they know what they need to
We hit select camera.
take a look at.
And then hit the photo button.
Boop.
And then hit use photo. Now what's going to happen is they're going to verify all this information and put it into their main database.
That we're not just playing with labels.
In the meantime, we don't have to wait for that. It's going to show up automatically in your custom foods. Here, what you're going to do is you're going to put the name of this. So, Chalk Zero double dipped almonds.
All right, so that is...
It's already clicked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Chalk Zero.
Chalk Zero.
Double dipped almonds.
Double dipped almonds.
And then dark chocolate and peppermint.
Dark... Oop, hit the button. Dark chocolate... and peppermint. Yep. So it's giving me a lot of room for this.
So,
okay.
And now you're going to go down. It says serving name. And what it wants to know is how many serving name. It doesn't really, you don't have to just say like one, you can say one serving. It doesn't allow you to have a space.
Okay. And for, so
and
a
then serving weight is 28 grams.
Okay.
And now if you look, it's already put all the information in here because it read your label.
Oh, wow.
Now, it did not put the energy
Wait, I got it. This is going to bug me.
You don't have to put anything in there.
Serving.
You can leave it blank because they automatically have it here.
Oh, okay.
The only thing it did not read is the calories, and so just add that in, 140.
Okay.
Now you hit the little arrow button on top, and it's in there. And this is, and it'll automatically show up in your custom foods until they approve it. And so we hit save.
So I can use it, but if somebody is my friend, they can't necessarily use it.
If they're your friend and they have Cronometer Gold, it'll show up in theirs too.
Okay.
Once Cronometer verifies it, it'll show up in everybody's database.
Okay, I like it.
So here, email notification, your custom food has been created. Do you want to receive an email when the food has been reviewed and added to the public database?
I mean, I probably
So
don't
I
need
always
that.
say yes.
You do because you want to know?
I want to know. I want to know that I helped the community.
I named that star.
Okay, so let's say we added that in, and let's say I'm going to have 0.33. I'm going to eat one package, okay?
Oh, a third of a serving.
I'm going to eat a third of a serving, because if you look at these, a third of a serving, there's 3 of these in a serving. So if I eat one,
I might just
that
eat
would be
one.
a third of a serving.
Okay.
And then it's automatically in there. Now, something else that's cool on here, see how where I put it up here?
Yeah.
In my statistics? I don't want it there.
Can I move it?
So you're going to touch it and then move it down to somewhere else.
Like dinner?
Like snacks, because I'm not supposed to eat snacks.
Oh.
Okay?
Let me pull it.
There you go.
There you go. So it's in my snacks category.
Yep.
But what if I'm gonna move it because I'm gonna eat it with my dinner. Oop. There you go.
There you go.
Now it's where it should be.
Very, very easy to use this, okay?
Surprisingly.
One thing I did want to show you, okay? If we go back over to the web, this is something that's really cool. So let's say I have yesterday's food.
Yeah.
Let's say we're going to go back to Blaze Pizza.
Okay.
You can click on this
I would
and
be
then
sad.
right click on that
Uh-huh.
and then hit copy to today, copy selected items, create a recipe from what I made. So let's say I'm going to copy selected items. And let's say we're going to go back to Blaze Pizza tomorrow for dinner. Now I right click and then hit paste.
Oh, there you go.
And there you go.
Wow. That is super easy, especially if I have things that I eat multiple times in a
So
week.
you can just copy day to day to day to day.
Like
to day.
if I know Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to eat at a certain place, or if I'm going to bring a specific lunch that I always bring, I can just like boom, 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 and then have it.
Right. So even there, when you go back over there, so let's say we have today, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to copy my entire lunch.
And redo it again.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So we're going to go copy selected items, okay? So just highlight it all and then hit copy to today.
Uh-huh.
But this is actually today. So we're going to hit copy selected items.
And do it.
And then let's say we're going to have that for lunch tomorrow. Right click, paste. And there's the exact thing we ate.
So if
So
you're
you can just
somebody...
every day, copy, 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 copy.
Joe could never do this. He will rarely probably use this option because you like variety. But somebody like me could totally benefit from this because I could eat the entire thing in a week, the same thing, just to keep it simple, to keep it easy for me to plan my week.
Do you think you can use Cronometer now?
I do think I could use Cronometer. I think what it was is that there's an overwhelming amount of data, and I just assume that it's
you
like
don't
too
need
much.
all the data. You can use as little or as much and just go around and play with it.
Yeah.
But the basic function, I think where people get the most confused is with the macro thing. Don't use their macro calculator. Honestly, I'm going to tell you, don't use Carb Manager's macro calculator. Don't use most websites. I either use 1-to-1 or I would maybe go use the Keto Gains. I think the Keto Gains one, which we got introduced to by Maitreya, is amazing.
Thanks, Maitreya.
If you look
Radical geek.
If you look at their macro calculator, it literally almost matches 1-to-1 based on lean body mass. It's like perfect.
The other thing that I think is going to be really important going in, because recently we traded in my car to get a more fuel efficient car, to get more, gas mileage, it's important, okay? The one thing that's really cool and customizable about it is the dashboard display. What do you want to see come up when you get into the car?
You get to determine that.
And I think that that's going to be key, because if you are not intentional, like maybe there's a lot of information that you just don't care about.
It may confuse you.
And it may confuse you more. And so I think that, number one, I'm erasing the calories. I don't want to see it. Like I want to see, I'm really trying to track my protein and my energy ratio.
Right.
So that's the main things I want to see. And I'm going to minimize how many things are displayed on that dashboard,
right,
because I only want the things that I care about.
Because again, see, if you go over here, we're going to go back to Sunday, or let's go actually to Saturday.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. So I consumed 1,800 calories. So it says I burned 3,434 calories because I had lacrosse yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was at a calorie deficit of 1,565. Do you remember how many calories I need to eat less than in a deficit every day?
499.
499. So the addict in me would be, I burned 3,434 calories, and since I only need to take off 499, I have another 1,000 calories a day
Bring
to burn.
on the chocolate.
Right? So that is why I don't really care about this. I care only, if you're looking at calories, about this. How many calories did I consume? This is cool, but don't worry about this.
I think you need
look
to
at what is your limit.
And what is your priority? What are you tracking for?
Well, that's going to be the end of the Cronometer for Rachel video.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully this video helped you guys out. It's going to help me out, because what this means now is Rachel knows how to use Cronometer, so I don't have to enter all of her food in anymore.
Was that the whole purpose of this video, is to get yourself out of a job?
Absolutely.
Dang
Let us know
it.
down in the comment section if it helps you out.
Sneaky.
If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section. Let us know. We will try to answer as many of them as possible, guide you through. If you want to see something else like this, let us know. We can do a live stream for our channel members and our Patreons if they want to see even more in depth or answer questions, things like that. There is a join button down below if you want to help support the channel and become one of our channel members. Now, if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over there. Also, make sure you take a look at the most recent video, which I'm gonna put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon. And that way, every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.